Leute, welcome to this new video, and as you can already see, I've made this little toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. It's just a little 3D model, but as you can see here on the nose or on this, I don't really know what they are, maybe ears or something like that, and here on the feet, a little bit on the back, he has pretty fine details, and this model has 8.4 million faces, and that's my laptop is pretty slow with so many faces, so you have to find some way to get a low poly model, but it looks like a high poly model. So here I have also a low poly model, and as you can see, it's smooth. There are no details on the back or on the nose. And now we will make a normal map so that this smooth low poly, I mean it's not really low poly, but yeah, that's only 85,000 faces, so lower than this 8.4 million. And now we have to get the detail. So for that, you open a second window, a UV editor here, and then a third window, but here you choose the shader editor. And for this tutorial I will think that you all know a little bit the basics about Blender, so what materials are and so on. Then I'm creating a new material, and then Shift A to add a node, go to texture and then image texture. There it is. So, and but if you just put the color in the normal input in the principal shader, it won't work. As you can see, here's color, that's a yellow dot, and the normal is a purple dot. So you have to put another node in under vector and then choose normal map. And it's important that it's the normal map and not normal. So and just put it on there. So now create an image if you don't have already an image. So new. Just name it however you like. For the resolution, I'll pick a little bit bigger than 1K, so yeah, you don't have to type the number, you also just can multiply by 4, or I will make it by 8, but it's also more data so slower. You also you just can, yeah, maybe I will make 4K. That's probably enough. So, and then just create it. Zoom a little bit out. And as you can see, it's just black, but don't worry, it will be the normal map. Then choose under the image texture here, this drop down menu, and choose your image. Choose non-colored, and then you have this image in this image input. Good. Then you have to go in the scene tab here and show the detail model, and then first choose, that's important, first choose the detailed model in your object window. If you make it in here up in the top, then you have to do it the other way, and first choose your detailed model. Here you can see the detailed model, and then choose the low poly model, so that you have the low poly model, this light orange, and this and the high detail model, this almost red. Then go under the render engine to cycles, then go under bake, choose the bake type normal. The influence is not so important, so just select it to active. So the active model is always the light orange model, and the selected are all objects that are these almost this dark orange, almost red. So then we don't have a cage. That's other way to bake normal maps. So just leave it. And the ray distance is how far the low detailed model will search for bumps, for details in the high detail model. But if you have things that are close together or overlapping, then you have to choose a low value, but you have to choose a value over 0, because 0 is nothing. I find to work 0.02 for this model. Maybe it's something different for your model, but for mine it's 0.02. And then output you can leave the output and then just press bake. So yeah, now bake. That will take some time, but it shouldn't take too long. So now it should be, yeah, there it is. And now this image should be this purple color, and if you zoom in a little, then wait, it's loading. So if you zoom in a little, you should see that it's not everywhere purple. Here it's kind of red, sometimes a little green, and that's the right thing. Here you can see pretty big chunks of green, brown, I don't know, color, and you have you should have pretty, or at the end you should have almost no of these parts in there, and if you have many of them, just play around with the ray distance. So maybe if you have things tied together, you should go down with the ray distance, but don't go to 0. So yeah, and then we should have already, because we have this normal image, this image import, and it's leads into the normal map node, and this goes into the normal input of this material. So now if we deactivate our detailed model, we can make the main window bigger and go to rendered mode. We should see these fine details here on these ear things, on the back, a little bit on the nose, and also wait a little so that there is more detail. Yeah, maybe it's not the best light at the moment here, but you can see a little bit here. There's also this detail, and that's without any more faces. So that's just an illusion. There are not so many faces, but it seems like there are bumps. But it's just the 85,000 faces from the beginning. So there you have the normal map. And normal maps are pretty important because with them you don't need too many faces, and it's mostly important in things where you only have a certain amount of performance, like in video games. They are used really often. So if you have a high poly model and it's just too laggy, or you have a low poly model but wanted more high poly, then use normal maps, because I think they are the best of bump maps and not displacement maps and so on, but of course displacement maps and bump maps, they have also some things they're useful for, but I will almost always suggest a normal map. Yeah, and don't forget to save your image. You can see here above the image there is a little star, and go to save or save as, and then just save it under wherever you like, under the name you like, and just go save image, and then you have this image saved. Yeah, that's it for the tutorial. Hope I see you next time. Bye.